Hello, welcome back. So we've had rain yesterday, we've had rain this morning, and it looks like it's going to be coming back a little bit this afternoon, but there is a little bit of a break in the clouds at the moment. So I took this opportunity to dash down the road and get this. This is going to prove to be so important for everything that I'm doing on the land, so I'm really pleased that I managed to go out and get it today. And I was fortunate enough to get it from one of the guys in the village who was selling it. 350 euros well spent as far as I'm concerned. I was a little bit apprehensive at first because not seeing it attached, I thought it was going to be too big, but seeing them paired up now, they look as if they were meant to be. Buck's going to be very happy, and not only that, but they are matching in colour as well. What more could I ask? So this is a tipper, which is going to be very handy. The sides all come down, it's all metal, it's very sturdy. It's going to be perfect, especially when I'm getting all of the rocks that I need to put around the well. And I think this is probably going to get more use than anything else that I'm going to be using. So really pleased with this little purchase. Okay, it's Wednesday afternoon and we couldn't do anything on Monday and Tuesday, in fact even this morning. So now the sun has come out, it is time for us to carry on. And I'm going to answer a couple of questions first of all, because it's to do with the courtyard. I had a lot of comments based on video number 60, whichever one it was, saying about where's the water drainage here. Never fear, there are pipes under here. There are 2 points of contact there for the water to go down in, and it goes out through the wall, and that hasn't changed since we've been here. And we've had an awful lot of rain since we've bought this house, and we have never noticed it. So there is a place for it to go, and it's going out in that direction. Next thing is going to be that. I've had quite a few people saying it's asbestos, take it down, it looks awful, blah blah blah. We haven't got to it yet, so don't panic, it is coming down. We'll get to it, but we're doing things in an order that suits us, and it will be dealt with. Right, so I'm going to carry on now with the roof of the main house and start removing bits. I'll go up there in a second, and James is going to be dealing with the courtyard. He's going to be putting down the Santa Caterina tiles down there on the steps, and also as well he's going to be doing a spot of rendering around each one of these columns, that doorway, and whatever else he can do. So that's our plan for this week, to just get on with those bits. So I'm going to go up to the roof now and have a quick look. So while I'm working my way up to the roof, I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to put it in too many videos until it's finished. But as you know, we had some guys coming in who were rendering the outside of the house, and we moved them on because we weren't happy with the progress. So nothing's really happened out here for that time. But now we found someone who's coming in at the weekends, and he started this weekend just gone. And he's been doing the rendering on the front. Now this is quite tricky because later on in the day when the sun comes around here, you can really see the warp in the walls. And now he's gone over this, making sure that it's nice and flat. Still got a lot to do on here, but it's only the first stage. It's going to need 2 or 3 different coats on there over already existing, which has got meshing on there. And James has gone around and cut out these windows because one of the things we weren't happy with is they weren't square. So he's cut them out so that they're nice and square, spirit level. He's also put this ledge in as well, and that is angled, so all the water will run down this way. And yeah, we're hoping that this is going to transform over the next few weeks, and it's going to look amazing. So you'll next see it, hopefully, when it's looking more finished. Unless I happen to be passing, of course. So up on the roof, which is where I'm going to be concentrating, we have had a little bit of action up here as well. Now this is one job that I was hoping I wouldn't have to do, but I've geared up for it now. Just a little bit of a shame because in this last couple of days the temperature's gone up. We have had the rain, which is keeping it nice and cool. But of course, the minute we start on this, we are in April. It's going up to 26 to 28 degrees centigrade in the next couple of days, and it probably won't go much cooler from that point on. So I need to get rid of a lot of the big stuff. I'm going to chuck it all that way, and then we'll remove it from the inside, get rid of all the loose stuff, and try and get a nice baseline where we know we've got a good foundation, put that ring beam all the way around. So that's my job. I'm going to shut up and see how much I can do. this is probably my least favourite job I'm doing on this build. We obviously got the guys in to give us a quote, and it came in way too high, so we've opted to do it ourselves, which I'm very happy that we are. But at the same time, it's a lot of labour work and a lot of dangling off ladders, and getting it all prepared, ready to get that ring beam on isn't a fun job to do. So I've already started up there, and I'm going to work my way all the way around. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be one I could do in one video, so it's going to take a couple of weeks to get all this sorted out. And then once I've got it to a nice level and I've got all the loose stuff off, I'm going to go and get some wood. I'm going to batten it to these walls on both sides. We've got the rebar now. We're going to wire it all up all the way around to give ourselves that beautiful ring beam. And then it's going to be a case of mixing up loads and loads of concrete with stone, sand and cement, and getting it up here, pouring it in, and hopefully voila, we'll have a roof support up there, a ring beam, beautiful ring beam, and then it will transform. Wow. Got some meshing up, first layer on, and he's already started to do the steps. Which is looking really good. What do you reckon? 2 coats or 1? Or 3, sorry. 2 coats. Yeah, really good. Definitely making a bit of a mess here, but we're getting there. While I'm dropping the car off to go back on the bike, I realise I haven't been to the well for a couple of days and I want to check the water level. Wow, that is pretty impressive. So it's actually started to clear out a little bit as well. 6 rings high that water level is, which is 3 meters, and you know there's 9 rings in there, and I think that's probably where it's going to top out the water table here is fairly high. And also as well, while I'm on that note, I discovered only recently, I should have popped that into that well video, but I've been told the whole area here, I don't know for how long, but this whole area apparently is pretty well known to have a really good water table. And even when they've had droughts and lower water levels elsewhere, here always seems to have remained a constant. So that's brilliant news as far as I'm concerned with that well. And of course, I've already had comments saying, what was the point in doing that well when you can have a borehole? Now, boreholes here in the Algarve, I don't know about the whole of Portugal, but here in the Algarve, they're really restricting them. And you'll probably find it nigh on impossible to actually get a permit to actually put a borehole here. So the well is the next best thing, and it's free, although it did cost a bit to do it, but it is water at the end of the day. But also one last thing as well, I've also had comments about covering the well and also making it higher so no one falls down in there. Now, I've already mentioned that that's going to have a beautiful stone wall going all the way around. It's probably going to be about knee height, and I've already mentioned as well that I'm probably going to be covering it. I'm not worried about covering it in case anyone falls down there. I'm more concerned about leaves and so on dropping on the top there. My dogs won't go near it, and it is my property and no one should be anywhere near that. So really that's up to the individuals. If they do trespass here and want to fall down that well, that's over to them. But whatever I put up there will be strong enough to hold them, I guess, but not my concern. But I will make sure it has something over there anyway. So for all of you that are worried about that, please don't. And all of you who are worried about me going down the well as well. I know that probably looked a little bit dangerous from time to time in those videos of that well, but the reality is that I never felt uncomfortable at any point, and I would never put myself in any danger. I cherish life too much. I'm happy and I'm content and I'm positive, and really I don't want to cut it short just yet. So there's nothing down there that I was doing that was intentional either to make it look as if it was more dangerous than it was. It's probably the camera angles. But I think if you were here in the flesh and you saw what I was doing, you probably would have a change of opinion, because the camera does have a way of making things look a little bit more extreme. But also as well, from my background, I was never wrapped in cotton wool, and I love it that way. We make decisions from time to time and we make mistakes, and also we try and look after ourselves. And when we have too many regulations put in place, it can put us off guard, and I think that's where mistakes are made. Whereas what I'm doing, everything that I'm doing here, whether it's using tools or climbing up ladders or trees or going down the well, I'm more than aware of my safety, and so therefore I'm more in tune with where I'm standing and what I'm doing. So please understand that I wouldn't do anything just for camera, definitely not. But I also am on a mission to get things done, and I want to do them myself as much as possible, and sometimes that means that you've got to step outside of your comfort zone, but at no point would I ever put myself in any danger. So anyway, before I disappear, I'm going to do this for me now on this part of the video, so please fast forward if you don't want to hear it. I feel like I just need to cover myself here, and I know I don't need to, but sometimes when you're doing all this yourself and you're doing all the editing and everything, you can skip by things and you do read comments, and so therefore I've got to let it out to protect myself. I've had a number of people saying to me that I have a responsibility as a YouTuber, and how would I feel if someone copied what I was doing down that well and fell in or damaged themselves or worse. Now I do, or when I'm uploading my videos, click the box that says not suitable for children. So that's important to me, but also as well, the contents of my videos are pretty harmless, I'd say. I try and keep them as jolly as possible, as happy as possible, as happy as I am at that moment, and as positive as possible. And I'm really not, as I keep mentioning, trying to teach anybody how to do anything. I'm not showing anybody how to do anything at all on any level. I'm literally just documenting what I'm doing. So please do not go near wells. Please don't dangle over wells. And more importantly, don't go near my well. And please be careful. Okay, I think that sorted that one out. Right, I'm going back to the house. Look, no hands. Be responsible. Always put your hands on the handlebars. Oh, nice view. But it is really hot. And unfortunately, we've got to go backwards sometimes to go forwards, and that means I've got to clear up all this mess, not only on the roof here, but also down on the ground level and on that wood floor. So if I can get all that in the back of the truck, then I can start moving forward. I need to get this cleared because the guy is going to be starting the roof very soon. Oh, that's better. That is the third broom handle I've gone through since I started working on this house. I've got to get me a wood one. These hollow aluminium ones just break so easy. Wow. I am seriously pooped after doing that. It's hot as well. Cheers. Oh yeah. And happy Easter, by the way. Friday. I only just realised because all the shops are shut apparently, and I've no idea what the day is. But hope you all have a good one and a good weekend. For me, I'm not going to be spending any time in this house over the weekend. I'm going back to mine and I'll be sorting out some stuff there. By the way, thank you all so much for contributing to my channel in the Buy Me a Coffee section, in the About section, on the homepage. It's next to playlist, which by the way, I've now sorted out. So if you wanted to watch videos like The Well from start to finish, you'll see it all in one area in that playlist across the top on my homepage. And yeah, excellent. Right, let's see how James is getting on. Really is amazing how in 2 days, the difference in temperature. Right, how you getting on, James?
Almost there.
Almost there. That looks pretty damn good. Let's have a look at this column first of all. That is looking really smart. 3 coats of render over some meshing. Looks really nice against that wooden beam as well. Nice work. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's come up a treat. And the old door as well. So the idea here, because at the moment it just looks like a door that's being covered up, but covered up nicely. Probably put something up there, like a little trellis, so you can have something growing up. That'll look really nice. And the steps now are rendered on the fronts, which is looking really good. And James, presumably on Monday, is going to come back and start doing these tiles. Opted for the bigger squares, but you get a gist of what that's going to look like if my shadow gets out of the way. It's going to be a nice contrast against the stones. So I've been bunging a lot of the stuff I've been taking out of the house down this end, because as you know, I want to bring it all this way, so if we can level it out as much as possible. So this is going to be a good start. I also, off of the roof on the flat section, was dumping it over the top into the truck, so we're probably going to take some of that in here as well. Spread it all out because this is perfect. And then the roof in here, that'll be next week as well. Good job. Only kidding. I thought I'd come out here and squash a few flowers because it's 7:30 at night and it's really warm. I've just had a first daylight shower this year and I'm still warm. It's amazing. I'm going to walk the dogs up into the hills and try and not get stung this time. I've been stung twice this week. It is the season. Anyway, I'm going to end the video now, so thank you all so much for watching my videos. Anything you're doing to support, fantastic. And of course, putting up with those adverts as well. I really appreciate that. Have yourself a fantastic Easter break, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll sit here for a while.